working now? It's connecting or not? Good God. I think we're live now. Good God. Okay, now it's working. Sorry, I'm trying a new system. It's a little bit messy today. So, and I can't see your questions at the same time I'm showing you stuff. So it's going to be a little bit different today. All right. Okay, so I'm going to restart my story. I thought I was live and I wasn't live. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry for the delay. So welcome to DeFi Crypto Today's daily news. The biggest thing today is inflation, and then we're going to see government censorship on crypto and other news, and we're going to see that you want to be decentralized, okay? There are lots of very annoying trends, I find annoying, and people need to be aware of them. Hi, glad you like the thumbnail. Maybe we'll keep the new thumbnail guy if you guys like the thumbnail. All right, so let's go back to inflation. You should follow this lady, Fiona. She has a ton of followers, lucky her. Yeah, she's great. There's all kinds of good information there. So she's helping us beating inflation, because inflation is super high right now, and it's going to get a lot worse this year. Inflation was 7.5 in January. Now it's 7.9 in February, at least in the US. Sorry. And my expectation is that it's going to go much higher, at least 10% this year in the US, and possibly higher in Europe. In Europe, the last figures I saw for January were around 5% or something, but I truly expect it's going to double. Yeah, not good news for Europeans. Why? Because the cost of gas is going up because of the war in Ukraine. The cost of food is going up because of the war in Ukraine. The European Central Bank keeps printing money like there's no tomorrow. And they can't raise interest rates very much. If they do, they're going to stall the economy completely. So what they're going to do, they're going to devalue the currency. The euro and the US dollars are going to be worth nothing. You need to be prepared for that. Okay, they don't have a lot of room to maneuver. Okay, they already overprinted too much. They put themselves they painted themselves into a low corner. Okay, the central banks, that's what they did. And they're going to try to fight crypto as much as possible because they want to tax crypto as much as possible. Okay, so be prepared for this. I'm warning you as early as possible, okay, to protect yourself. All right, so still working here. We have 5 viewers. Perfect. All right. So if we go back here, Fiona says U.S. inflation rose 7.9%, which is a 40-year high, and we haven't seen the highest yet. I'm telling you that. So what does this mean? It means your money loses its purchasing power. Okay, so it means if you have $1,000 at the bank, okay, its purchasing power, if you have $1,000 at the bank in January, at the end of the year, it lost 7.9%. So it lost about $79 in purchasing power by the end of the year, okay, because the bank is not giving you much interest anyway, okay. And it says here, in contrast, wages are up only 5.1%, and it's trailing the pace of inflation. So it's your wages, the average wages, are not going up as fast as inflation. So that means that the average workers are losing money. They're losing about 3% with these figures. And the inflation figures are going to get a lot worse. A lot. Okay, in 2022. You're going to see that. I'm expecting 10% inflation in the US and possibly higher in Europe. If you have a cash sitting in your bank account, and it's not an emergency fund, you may want to rethink your strategy. It says the average high yield savings gives you 0.5% interest. So what you should do, Fiona talks about your investment portfolio in general, not just your crypto investment. So she says stocks, Bitcoin, fine art. If you want fine art, you can go and to my OpenSea and buy my beautiful self-portrait. It's a joke. I don't think it's going to be beat inflation by any stretch of the imagination, but if you feel like buying this, it's very, very cheap at 0.001 Ether. All right. Invest in yourself. Yes, try to learn some skills that make you money. Okay, right now, if you like computers, learn to code. Learn to code Solidity and Rust. Okay, and this way you can code crypto. All right. Real estate, definitely real estate helps in most cases, in most situations. Real estate does beat inflation. There are special cases where it doesn't. Okay, but don't forget also that real estate is going to become more expensive to run because banks will raise mortgage rates because the Federal Reserve is planning to raise interest rates. Although we're going to see that they're trying to avoid that again because they're afraid to stall the economy. So it says if you want to beat inflation, you can't go the traditional path and keep cash because cash by itself just loses value because of high inflation right now. A lot of people are shocked by that because they were not born during the days of high inflation, and for the last 20 odd years it was very, very, very low inflation. But I'm old enough to remember that in the 80s in Canada, I had a savings account, that gave me 15%. That's because inflation was around 20 plus percent. Okay. So inflation was super high back in the 80s, and I think we're going back to that. So be prepared in case it becomes that bad. Inflation is going to eat you up. Okay. So she talks about stocks, reason why to invest in stocks, because they can be an inflation hedge. Stocks earn dividends. Typically, if you take the S&P 500, it goes up over time. Although right now, this year in 2022, I'm betting against the S&P 500. Okay, I talked about that with my mirror strategy where I bought spiders. And actually, I sold spiders. I'm going short on spiders, and so far it's been paying off. So I don't think the stock market's going to go up much this year. But long term, it's a good strategy against inflation, not short term, not right now. Although if you want to buy this year, you're probably going to get possibly some bargains at some point. Here she has a step-by-step guide to buy stocks. Here she talks about Bitcoin. She's not very deep into crypto, and there's no DeFi in her stuff. So it's mostly Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very well known and it is considered by a lot of people to be a hedge against inflation. So that's why she's talking about that. She explains for newbies how to buy Bitcoin. She says that art has outperformed the S&P 500, but it's very, very, very risky. The only art that made a ton of money last year, but not so much this year, are the NFTs. Okay, and the biggest problem with fine art is that it's illiquid, and a lot of NFT buyers are discovering that. They're buying NFTs and nobody wants to buy them, so they're not liquid. They cannot be turned into cash easily. Although there's a new trend, there are going to be there are lots of project protocols now that are working to make NFTs liquid. So you take your NFT, you stake it, and it can be used to generate income. But that's not for all NFTs. It's for some types of NFTs. They have a new brand of NFTs called FNFTs, which is financial NFTs. That's a new breed. That's a new thing for 2022, and I expect it's going to be booming as well. Then she has a guide on how to invest in art and real estate. Property values tend to rise all the time. Why? Because they don't make a lot more land, okay, except maybe in Hong Kong. And even in Hong Kong, land prices are extraordinarily high. Real estate speculation is insane there. The government tries to put a lot of taxes to contain the speculation, but still in Hong Kong, for instance, real estate goes up like crazy. Yeah, the price of real estate tends to go up over time. Okay, and you can also get rental income, which you can increase with inflation in most cases. Okay, it depends on the law in your jurisdiction, but in most cases you can protect yourself against inflation by raising the rent every year at the same pace as inflation, if the law allows for that in your state or jurisdiction. And she has a beginner's guide for that as well. And the other thing is make yourself more marketable. That's another good idea to fight inflation. So you can change your jobs, start a new business, whatever that makes you more money. Okay. And she talks about other ways like farmland, fine wines, blah, blah, blah. But those are a little bit more difficult. Precious metals, that's easy to do. I kept talking about gold. Gold is a good hedge against inflation. Okay, it's been known for thousands of years as a hedge against inflation. So definitely consider having gold in your portfolio. So those are good ideas on how to fight inflation, because this year is going to be totally nuts. You're gonna have stuff that many people are too young to have seen, except me, because I'm 1,000-year-old. And yeah, things are going to be a little bit different because of super high inflation. The government is going to have to raise interest rates even if they don't want to, or they're going to have to devaluate the currency like crazy. Okay, so it's one or the other. They don't have a lot of choice. So let's have a look at your questions. All right, we'll have a look at your stuff. Financial mistakes, Feedburn says, yeah. I make 1 million financial mistakes, so I'll try to teach you some. Okay, I'll check your questions again a little bit later. Just right now, the way I'm set up, it's difficult for me to see your questions at the same time I'm showing stuff. I need 2 computer screens. Anyway, we'll figure it out at some point. Okay, next is, okay, this is information from Fiona. So she's got some really nice guides on, if you're not familiar on how to do any of the stuff she talked about, she's got some really easy step-by-step guides. It's really amazing. She did a really good job. All right, so next item. This is related to inflation. I talked about the price of nickel going up like crazy because Russia is a major nickel producer. And here, this is also a warning against centralized organizations. You know, in traditional finance, everything is centralized, okay? You got the stock markets. In this case here, this is the LME is the London Metal Exchange. Okay, it works like a stock exchange, but it's for metals. Okay, and the CEO of this decided to suspend nickel trading, and he says, "Oh, it's the right thing to do." Yeah, sure. Regular investors that were playing the nickel game lost their money because of him. And he bailed out Chinese nickel producers and their banks like those guys need to. Okay? Those guys were speculating. They were shorting. Okay, the Chinese nickel producers and their banks were shorting nickel. They thought that this year nickel would go down. And their bet went the wrong way because of the war. When people realized that the war in Ukraine, because people realized, well, Russia is a major nickel producer, and now we're going to be running out of nickel. Why? Because nickel is used in electronics. The batteries contain lithium and nickel. Don't forget, Tesla, electronic cars, all that jazz. Okay, all those things need nickel. And now one of the largest nickel producers in the world is not allowed to sell nickel. What do you think the price of nickel is supposed to do? Well, it skyrocketed like we saw earlier this week. And because the LME is a centralized exchange, the CEO thinks he can do whatever he wants. And the small investors got raped by his actions, and he wanted to favor his big customers in China instead. Very wise move. This is the guy. He looks so smart too. So you can, you can send him love letters at the LME, and he explains, oh yeah, if you look at the chart, it was the right thing to do, he said. Okay, so the price is going up 100% and you think you can't handle it. Okay, and that's why I want decentralized exchanges for everything. Okay, metals as well. Okay, we need to put everything on crypto. We need to have decentralized exchanges for everything, not just Bitcoin and other crypto assets. What I mean is that we need to tokenize assets like stocks, metals, and other commodities, okay, and put them make them available on decentralized exchanges in the crypto universe, okay, to avoid idiots like that guy, okay, and because this is anti competitive, this is anti market, this is anti-capitalism. Okay, these controls should not happen. Okay, you want a free market. This guy is not allowing a free market. Okay, and that's why we have all these problems. Problems happen because of people, for some reason, they don't allow the free market to exist. Okay, the free market is what allows the natural order of things to happen. Okay, it's like there's supply, there's demand. Okay, and it's managed by people's wills. Okay, and you should let it happen. Okay, the reason we have such high inflation is because we have central banks that try to stem the flow of the free market. The free market is like a major tsunami. Okay, when it wants something, it will happen. The central banks can only delay it so much, okay, until there's a major crisis. We might have a major crisis very soon, okay? So that's why I'm warning you about these things. You need to prepare yourself. All right, next. Yeah, this smart guy here, okay? The Fed needs to delay the rate hikes. Inflation is going up like crazy. And Bloomberg says that the war in Ukraine makes the central bank's job more difficult, but also more straightforward. So basically says they want to wait for the war to finish. Okay, in the meantime, inflation is going to go like what, 20%? You know, they need to raise interest rates. They need to, but they don't want to because they're afraid to crash the economy because they know they printed too much money and so on. So it's a vicious circle. And they really have no room to maneuver. Okay? I mean, just look here. The government reported this morning that the cost of food when eating at home, so you don't even go to a restaurant, is 8.6% higher today than it was a year ago. That's food inflation. It's almost 9%. Okay? If you go to a restaurant, it's going to be much higher because a lot of people don't want to work in a restaurant anymore because they managed to find better ways to earn a living at home during the COVID crisis. You say, because in America, many restaurants give no salary to the servers. They just want them to live off their tips. Okay, so it's very hard work for you know, and you hope that the customers are generous. Otherwise, you're not going to make a living. Okay, or if it's not zero salary, it's very, very low. Okay, it's below minimum wage. Okay, it's not like that everywhere in the world, but in the U.S., it's in many places it's like that. Okay, people say, I'm not going to work for free anymore. Okay, just getting tips not enough anymore because they found other gigs to supplement their income. Okay, so that's going to raise the cost of restaurants. That's going to raise the cost of food at the restaurants. That's going to raise inflation in general. Okay? And you're going to see, instead of fighting inflation by raising interest rates, which they should be doing, and stop printing so much freaking money, the governments are going to impose price restrictions. Businesses are not going to be allowed to raise prices. Restaurants are not going to be allowed to raise prices, even though food prices went up, and so on. So a lot of businesses are going to shut down because they're not going to be able to afford staying in business. Okay, because of this guy and other central bankers that printed way too much money. So they created a problem. And they're passing the buck literally on the regular people that, mostly the small businesses, that are going to try to survive this year. Let's look at your questions. All right, welcome everybody. Yes, Marmork, you're such a smart guy. You know how to use Google. Great. Love you. All right. So, what's on this one? Oh, yeah. I like to check What's Your Guru here. Okay, you should follow this also. You got a lot of quick snippets of crypto information there. And, okay. If you read this, you think it's the Estonian Prime Minister that is urging the US Secretary of State to restrict Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You have to read it the opposite way. The U.S. Secretary of State, okay, told the Estonian Prime Minister to ask him to impose restriction, to ask the Secretary of State to impose Bitcoin and cryptocurrency restrictions to prevent Russia from evading sanctions. They say the reason is for Russia to prevent evading sanctions, but the point is they want to restrict Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading across the world because they want to find ways to tax it. Okay, so this is not the truth. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of governments are going to try to find ways to tax crypto, and they're going to use Russia and the invasion of Ukraine, okay, as a reason for making people believe that crypto is bad and that you need to restrict the use of it. Okay, that's only criminals and dictators that use crypto. So obviously the regular people, they don't need to. Okay, so watch out for that. I wanted to have a look at this, but I think I forgot to turn on my wallet. Anyway, what was this one? No, that's not the article I wanted to show you. I wanted to go back to Decrypt first. There was other articles here. See? This company is launching sanction screening tools for DeFi. Yeah, that's great. You're going to see a lot of fights between people that want to keep crypto alive and people that want to kill crypto, okay, and put a ton of restrictions on the use of crypto. You're going to see that this year a lot, okay, and the war exacerbated that trend, okay. So prepare yourself, okay? Make sure that you don't keep all your crypto on centralized exchanges like Binance and Coinbase and so on. Make sure that you don't keep all your crypto on MetaMask, because MetaMask can also restrict your trades. I'm going to make a video soon about some other wallets. Okay, I didn't have time this week. Been very busy. I'm going to make a video about some wallets that cannot be censored. Okay, so we're going to work at that as well. And I think that's it for this one. Next page. Okay. This is a trend. It's positive in a way and it's negative in another way. Okay, this is coming from Avalanche. Avalanche, as you probably know, are developing subnets. Okay, basically it's a little bit like you've got Ethereum level 1, and then you've got level 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism and so on. Okay, that are trying to create a universe that's connected to the first layer, but with a different set of rules, okay, in order to alleviate the pressure on the first layer. So it makes for faster transactions and cheaper transactions and so on. So here what they want to do is, if we click on this, they say Avalanche Subnets enable us to create an ideal environment for institutions. This is for institutions to migrate on-chain and experience the power of DeFi, but it's not going to be DeFi anymore. Okay, protocols firsthand as users rather than just as investors. Okay, and this is coming from Aave, because Aave wants to get in with the big boys, okay, the big institutions. We need to look at the second article. Avalanche subnet with KYC infrastructure. So, this is going to open the door to a lot of crap. Right now, when you go on Avalanche, there's no KYC. They don't care who you are. You just connect your wallet, okay, and you can trade, okay, on Avalanche. Same thing with Phantom and other things. Now, they want to create subnets with KYC built in. Okay, so you won't be able to use those subnets without identifying yourself. The point of this is, of course, getting access to your money for taxes. Okay, now why is Avalanche interested in getting this done? Why? Because they want the big financial institutions, okay, that have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to get on Avalanche, because Avalanche itself will profit from this considerably, okay, if there are trillions of dollars invested on it, okay? So Avalanche already is not, is reasonably decentralized on the main net, okay, but not as much as Ethereum. And now with this, well, you're going to have some really centralized subnets plugged onto it. I'm really concerned about this, because once it's built, it's going to catch on. You're going to see several blockchains that will want to implement the same thing because it's going to be profitable. Okay, they want to create a structure that works with the KYC requirements of most governments. Okay, and by doing so, they're going to know where your crypto is. And at some point, governments are going to say that you can only trade crypto on KYC subnets. They're going to make it illegal to use crypto without being identified. Okay, so this could open the door to a very nasty situation, in my opinion. Okay, I understand what they want to do also. They want banks and mutual funds and big financial institutions to be able to enjoy the benefits of blockchain and crypto and all that, which in theory could help a lot of people. I mean, people that have money in pension funds, okay, they could increase their yield on their pension, which is not a bad thing. But the way they want to implement this with KYC, okay, just opens the door to a ton of regulations. And I'm scared that it's going to stifle innovation. Or what it's going to do is that we're going to have two parallel universes. We're going to have KYC blockchain and non-KYC blockchain, okay? And on this side, the government is going to always try to bitch about that side, saying, okay, these are evil people, they're criminals, they're drug dealers, they're dictators, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Which is not true. I mean, 99% of people that are on the, in crypto today are not criminals. All right? All right, next item, this lovely lady. Senator Warren, her name is drafting a bill to ensure crypto cannot be used to evade sanctions. Okay? One of the provisions would make it easier to verify customer identities and transfer to private wallets by enforcing detailed record keeping. So now, each protocol is going to have to get your ask you for KYC and keep a record of all your transactions for tax purposes. Can you imagine the nightmare? Okay? Can you imagine the nightmare? What she wants to do is just kill crypto and DeFi altogether. That's what she wants to do. Okay? She doesn't like crypto because she can't tax it. Okay? And she doesn't understand technology very well. And the way she's doing it is not possible. Okay, it's not possible with the way crypto operates. So she is, she's not an agent for the good right now, at least not for crypto. Next item, this is really bad. Okay, you have no freedom of speech in Europe, period. Okay, if you read the article, essentially, if you talk about Russia, and it's not what the European Union wants you to talk about, they're forcing Google, Facebook, and all the the internet service providers to delete everything you write on the internet if it doesn't follow what they want. Talk about fascism. What's this? The Fourth Reich? Read it. It's absolutely insane. Okay? Let me find it. There's a line in there. So, for instance, you have services called RT and Sputnik. They want search engines like Google to delist them, so delete them off Google, so you cannot find them, because those guys talk about stuff about Russia that disrupts whatever the EU wants people to know. Okay, maybe the Sputnik and RT say Putin is great, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. Maybe okay. Maybe I'm against that too. But I'm not against freedom of speech. People should be allowed to say whatever the hell they want to say. But here, they censor things in such a way that it's impossible to find. They put the onus on Google and other internet companies to delete the information as soon as it's published and to block it from people to see it. It's exactly like China. Okay? China has its own internet within its own country, and Facebook is blocked, Google is blocked, and you cannot find anything else than what the government in China allows you to see. The EU is doing the same thing. Okay? It's doing the same thing. It's supposed to be, Europe's supposed to be democratic, but there's no free speech. Read the article. It's really nasty. It's really, really, really nasty. All right, I'll take the questions because we don't have a lot of time left. All right. So. All right. By the way, yeah. Do you like the new thumbnail or not? Let me know. I hired a guy to make new thumbnails because I don't have time to make new thumbnails. So let me know if you like the thumbnails or not. Okay. Because I want to know if we want him to continue in this trend or not. Okay. So anyway, you want my input regarding what pool to provide LP on for Solidex? Well, let's have a look at Solidex. I haven't been there lately. Can I have a look? I don't know how well it's doing these days, so I need to be on Phantom. Oh, I haven't logged in. Give me a minute. I need to log in. And MetaMask freaking slow. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get there. MetaMask doesn't want to respond yet. I forgot to log in. Okay, let's try it. Okay, we should be on Phantom, I hope. Are we or not? Oh my god. We are on Phantom. Alright. So let's have a look. Yeah, I lost a lot of money on this. Didn't work very well for me. It depends what your goals are. Right now, okay, I would go with stable coins. And the rates are not that fabulous right now. Yeah. The rates are not very fabulous. The best rate right now for stablecoins is 7.2% on this. Not fantastic. It's not really bad, but we saw inflation 7.9%. You don't even cover it here right now. So right now, I would wait before going back in Solidex. I lost a lot of money here. I put, what, 200 something? I think 230 something. So I lost quite a bit. And the claimable rewards, I did claim some, so it's not all my rewards that I got. I claimed some and I locked some of them. Anyway. But right now, until the ecosystem around solidly grows, okay, I think it's a bit, it's not exactly the right time, okay? Unless you're really bullish on this and you think the solid and the sex tokens are going to take off. But it's a big bet right now. So right now, I'm not entirely excited about this project for now. I'm still bullish on the solidly ecosystem for Phantom, but I'm gonna wait and see more competition. I want more competition from OXDAO, and VDAO, and so on. We need more action and more demand on the solid token so that the solid token can go up in value. Right now it's still too early, not enough players on this game. Curve works because there's so many players, okay, and that's why it's so huge, okay. We had a lot of enthusiasm when Solidly came out, and then some whales found a way to cash out and crash the market, of course. So there's a lot of excitement. I still think it's viable. I still think they have a chance, but it's a bet. All right, let's look at more questions. Do you think one can invest in crypto as investment similar to real estate stock to retire after a decade? Do you think it's a good option to consider? Yes, I think so. Um, there are um, blue chip cryptos, okay, like Bitcoin, like Ethereum. I would put AVAX in there. I would put Luna for sure. Luna. I think 2022 might be Luna's year. Okay, so definitely check Luna. Okay, Luna went all-time high this week, over $100. I don't know where it's at today, just now, but I think it's still $95 or $100. It's very high right now. You can check on CoinGecko. Let's look at Luna. Luna, I keep forever, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Also, you should consider keeping because the layer 2s are increasing its use. Luna, here we go. Come on. See, $99, it's almost 100. See, it shot up quite a bit today, and all-time high was only 100. Was 103. That's only $3, $4 over where it's at right now. So, very bullish on this. If you look at the 1-year chart, see, we're close to the all-time high right now here. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're going to go much higher. There are a lot of use cases, new use cases for Luna right now. Okay, so that's why I'm very bullish. What else we got here? Okay, so all right, smart Maramong who knows how to use Google. Sanjay, do you think Elon Musk is one of the greatest manipulators in crypto universe, backing shitcoins for his own gain? Probably. Elon Musk is smart at some stuff, but when it comes to crypto, he's not that smart. He doesn't know anything about DeFi. He doesn't understand blockchain very much either. He doesn't understand the need for decentralization. Okay, so definitely it's not. It's and he's gonna try to make a buck wherever he can. Okay, that's the way he works, right? So yeah, he likes to manipulate things. I mean, coins, all shit coins. I don't care much for meme coins personally. You can, I mean, they're just speculative tools. Doge was the first one, and Doge, when it came out, it was more of a joke, okay? They weren't very serious about that coin when they started. They just said, let's put out some ridiculous thing. I'm gonna put a dog face on it and see what happens. And lo and behold, years later, it turned out to be very popular, and a lot of people made money on it and lost money on it. And then Shiba Inu came out, seeing how successful Doge was, and the people that designed Shiba Inu were really smart and did a very good marketing and made a freaking fortune, and a lot of people made money with it. So I'm not saying they're all shit coins. They can be used, okay, as speculative products. Okay, so you can bet on them, and hopefully they'll go up when you bet on them. But you can also lose your shirt. So they're very risky. Why do all crypto follow Bitcoin trends all the time? I keep wondering the same thing. I don't know if it's just bots or what. The only one that beats it this week, very obviously, is Luna. Luna definitely has been beating up Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin went mostly down. Luna is mostly up this week. Okay, so not every single major crypto follows Bitcoin all the time, but most of them do. And I'm thinking that a lot, it could be trading bots, it could be many factors, but possibly trading bots. That's my guess. I'm guessing. I'm not sure yet. What can you say about Hector DAO? They released their own stablecoin. Yeah, but nobody's using it. Not yet anyway. The new Tor token, I saw that. I'm not very excited. Hector right now, I'm not very excited at the Hector DAO. I looked at it a little bit this week. Okay, they've got Hector Bank, and the rates are not that exciting. You can deposit and borrow against your collateral and so on, which is like what you can do on Aave and Banky and other places. But it's not that exciting. They don't have any innovative product there. The new stablecoin is not used very much and doesn't have a lot of use cases yet. You need use cases. You see, MIM is a stablecoin that was invented last year around June or July last year. And it took off because there's a lot of use cases for it. And Abracadabra is a very exciting lending platform, while Hector Bank is not. Hector Bank is just a copy of Aave, more or less, or Banky or Trader Joe, whatever. I'm not very excited about it. So I don't know if Hector DAO is going on a trend that is going to be very sustainable or not. I'm not sure. I'm not betting a lot on that horse right now. And future, is Ethereum ever gonna dethrone Bitcoin as largest cryptocurrency? If there are a lot more use cases for Ethereum, yes. It depends. Okay, it depends on use cases. One could argue that even Luna could beat Bitcoin at some point. Luna is moving up fast. Okay, Luna is, if we look at DeFi Llama, is trying to eat Ethereum's lunch, and it just might. If you look at chains here, you see Ethereum's share keeps dropping. Just a few days ago it was over 55%. Now it's at 54%. And look here, Terra. See, look at the difference. Ethereum is losing 11% in this month. Terra is Luna is gaining almost 80% this month. Okay. And in one day went up 10%. Of course, the rise of the price of Luna helps a lot. But still, look at this, 26 billion in TVL. Okay, that's about a quarter of this. Last year, this was tiny. There was nothing last year. If you look at Terra, the chart, this is 2021 here. Okay, April, it was not even a billion. Like March, like today, look at this, March 10, right? Exactly a year ago, it was only 265 million. It went up like crazy. Okay, it went up 100 times in a year. Okay, it only needs basically to double to be neck and neck with Ethereum. Okay, it could beat Ethereum this year. It could. It could really beat Ethereum. It's very popular. The other thing that is good about Terra is that it's very decentralized. Okay, my bets are on decentralization. Next question. Are Cardano, Solana, XRP have any chance of becoming the next Ethereum? Cardano maybe, now that its DeFi projects are booming, but that's going to take a while. They're starting late. They're late in the game. Solana maybe, but it's very, very centralized. XRP, does it have any use cases outside banking? I mean, it's not listed on the chains, is it? Sorry. If we check here, there's no DeFi on this, is there? XRP. See, it's not listed. If it's not listed here, there are no DeFi use cases. There's no DeFi protocols on XRP. I don't know what you do with it outside of banking. Okay? And I don't know. You can speculate on it thinking, okay, it's going to go up in value or not. But other than that, what's the use case? Not a lot. Okay? I'm not saying it's a bad crypto or anything. I'm saying it's very focused on one thing. Okay? And if you want to dethrone Ethereum, you need a ton of use cases. Okay? So I'm more bullish on Terra, Phantom, Avalanche, maybe Solana up to a point. Solana, the attraction is speed and low gas, but it's very, very centralized. Most of the code is not public, which I hate. I want public code. So Solana is like, it doesn't always follow the definition of, crypto as it was intended. Okay. If Avalanche did that subnet KYC thing, I will not use it anymore. The main net is supposed to stay without KYC. But they might develop many subnets that are going to be reserved, okay, for some customers, okay, like big banks, and they're going to have to KYC and stuff. If it's just like that, and they don't spread the KYC to all users, then it's, in my point of view, it's acceptable. But it's opening the door, okay, to a lot of devils that I don't want to see in crypto. Okay? I don't want Senator Warren, okay, to force us to KYC every time we open up MetaMask. Okay? Well, she's old. She might die before I do. So, and before her law gets implemented. I don't wish her anything bad, but I really don't want that law to pass. If you live in the United States and you want crypto to be free, get another senator to replace her in the next elections. Well, at least a senator that likes crypto. I'm not in the US. I cannot vote. Okay. Are big cryptos audited? What do you mean? Okay, Ethereum by itself, I don't think is audited. Maybe the Ethereum Foundation is audited because it's an official business registered. I think they're in Switzerland, aren't they? So they would have to be audited by, but it's financial audits, okay? You have to be careful, okay? The protocols that are on blockchains, some of them are audited, but it's the code that's audited, not their financials, Governments want financial audits because they want to tax them. Okay? But they don't, and governments don't care about the code. Okay? We care about the code because we want the code to work and perform as promised. Okay? We don't want scams. We don't want to use a code that is stealing our money. Okay? So that's why we want audits on the code. But governments want audit on the finances so that they can tax them. Okay, so when you say big cryptos, like if you're talking big crypto protocols, yes, they are audited. Like Aave is audited multiple times. It's actually on a constant code audit, 24/7. Okay, a good path to the true rise of the DAO. Yes, I really hope that more DAOs are going to be created. Okay, I want centralized power to be to disappear and be replaced by decentralized power. Okay, that's what I would like to see, and that's why we need DAOs. Day by day, we are seeing crypto becoming currency of exchange for struggling economies such as the South American countries and African countries. Will this have affect the whole world? Yes, it will affect the whole world. I think Africa and South America and many other nations that are, so-called third world or whatever, will want to get into crypto faster. Because typically in most of those countries, the governments are not very good at managing their fiat. Okay, and they know that the fiat currency, I mean, in many countries, they have like 1,000% inflation per day. Look at Zimbabwe, for instance. So the people there cannot even without crypto, they cannot trade using the paper money. Okay, in Africa and in some countries, what they were using to trade were like phone credits. They were sending each other phone credits. You wanted to buy a chicken. Okay, I need to pay you how many phone credits? 2.5. Okay, I send you 2.5 phone credits, so then I get your chicken. So they would send that phone by phone. So it's pretty much the same as sending crypto. Okay, basically, today, if they want to use crypto, they would just scan each other's addresses and then transfer crypto funds back and forth. It's ideal. They already are doing something like that. Okay. Even in poor countries, they know that fiat is crap, and they understand the value of crypto. They understand the value of crypto. So my gut feeling is that Africa is going to be at the forefront of a lot of crypto innovation in the next few decades. Okay, they're probably going to be one of the continents that are going to have the highest rates of crypto adoption. Same thing with South America and maybe Southeast Asia and so on. So it's very popular in Thailand. Okay, Thailand is not a poor country. It's pretty well developed, but there are other countries that are poor nearby, and I'm pretty sure that people there will adopt crypto as well. Then somebody one day will make a decentralized search engine. If Google, that already exists, Roger. There's pre-search. You can set up a node there, a real node. Okay, you need to set that up. You can also buy on the. Let me find it for you. There is a decentralized search engine. Pre-search. You can use it. You don't have to buy the token to use it. You can add it to your Chrome. See pre-search. If we go here, presearch.io. Presearch is a decentralized search engine, so you can try it. You can run a node. It's a little bit complicated. You need to know how to code a little bit, not a lot, but you need to know your way around a server. And so on, you can advertise there, blah, blah, blah. So there's all kinds of stuff. And you can earn, if you run a node, you can earn pre-search tokens and have passive income. So it's doable. I have not set up that thing. It's a little bit complicated and I haven't done it yet. Next question. Okay, I've got 12 minutes left before I go. This Sanjay guy looks new here. I'm not sure which Sanjay. All right. Could you look more into Terra for us? Looks like the chain will survive the bear market. Well, I've done a lot of articles about Terra. If you watch my video last time, the media here, time to be your own bank here. Okay, I talk about Terra for 40 minutes. Okay, I explain many very exciting strategies to maximize your earnings on Terra. Okay, watch that video. Very, very good stuff in there. Okay, so if you're looking for a lot of fun strategies to use on the Terra ecosystem, go there. I explain it all. Next. All right, thumbnail looks good. What's wrong with the old thumbnail? I'm trying to figure out a way to attract more attention. We need more eyeballs. We need more viewers. Okay, and I'm trying to figure out if it's because of bad thumbnails or what, or bad titles. You know, the thing is, YouTube is designed a certain way. By the way, don't forget to like this video. If you like what you're seeing, if you like me answering your questions, like it. Many times I see like 10 likes, 20 likes, and there's like 500 people that watch the video. What is that? You think I do this for free? I do it for likes, okay? No, it's like the more likes you guys put on the videos, the more YouTube sends viewers. If nobody likes my videos, YouTube is not going to send me any viewers. That's the whole point, okay, of the like button. Okay, so like the video, please. If you like this stuff and you want to encourage me to make more videos and answer your questions, like it, please. And don't forget, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and so on. Okay, in general term, is deposit APY, APR a taxable event in lending platforms? The moment you deposit is not necessarily a taxable event. The moment you receive income is a taxable event. So if you have an APR and it's paid to you daily, well, every day you have a taxable event. If it's paid to you monthly, every month you have a taxable event. If it's APY and it's compounded, when you take the money out and you perceive your compounded interest, that's the taxable event. So maybe you take your money out after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever, then that's taxable. Cedric, hello, yes, Better Life, great content. Thank you very much for watching. Tester FitSense, how can I check whether tokens I receive after borrowing is accepted by other platforms for deposit or swap before leveraging? Go to places where you can trade them first. Like Uniswap, you go, or Trader Joe. It depends on what platform you are on. QuickSwap if you're on Polygon. Actually, go on this and write token whatever. Let's say CRV. Okay, that's popular token. And then. All right, so what you do, you go markets, and these are places where you can trade those tokens. Now, some of them are centralized exchanges like Gate.io and Coinbase and Binance and so on, but you also are going to find other places like Uniswap, which are decentralized, okay, and SpookySwap, and other places. So you can search in there, okay? That's how you know. So you type your token in here, and you look at markets, and that's where you can trade it. And if you just click on that link, it's going to bring you to the right place. All right, next question. almost done. How do I check if a protocol is centralized? Okay, most protocols, I'll have to explain this. When the protocol is put on the blockchain, okay, by default, that protocol itself is decentralized, immutable, and it's there forever. Now, the company or the group of people that put that protocol there could be a centralized business. For instance, Uniswap is a decentralized protocol. However, it's designed by a company called Uniswap Labs, which has an office in the United States, and they're being sued by the SEC. So the SEC could force them to remove the UI of the protocol, but the protocol is still working underneath. And you would have to code yourself a UI to access it. Okay? Which is what a lot of people are doing. Okay? You know, you have protocols that are built on top of Uniswap, because I say in DeFi it's like building blocks. Okay, so you can pile up the blocks and everything. So what they do is that they make a new protocol that accesses Uniswap, and so it takes over all that functionality. That's how DeFi is built. Okay, so do your research. I mean, go on CoinGecko, try to find a place, check on their website, see who's running this show. Is it a DAO? If it's a DAO, it's decentralized. The organization itself is decentralized. Uniswap Labs is not a DAO. The protocol itself, I believe, is a DAO, but the coders work for a centralized organization. I know it gets complicated, but that's life. VUN.run. What do you look for in a new DAO? It's not just another fork of Ohm. The first thing I always look at, okay, in any protocol is where's the money coming from? Like the earnings, the yield, okay? They say I deposit a token on the vault, and they say it's going to give me 10%. I want to know where that 10% is, how the 10% is generated. Okay, so look for that. Okay, in some cases it's very obvious, in some cases it's not obvious. And if it's not obvious and you cannot find it and nobody can answer it on Discord or Telegram or whatever, it might be because you're the source of the yield and they're just stealing your money. Thanks for your insights. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Do you think it's good to accumulate Phantom now? It's priced at 1.23. Okay. I like Phantom a lot. I'm very bullish on Phantom. Is Phantom going to 10x? I don't know. But I think, because I'm bullish on Phantom, I think people should have at least a little bag of Phantom sitting somewhere and keep it somewhere safe for the long term. Okay? I'm quite bullish on Phantom. I'm also bullish on Avalanche, but I'm more bullish on Terra. I think Terra is doing wonderful right now. And I'm bullish on layer 2s as well, but the layer 2s is more difficult to bet on them. But overall, yeah, keep some. Don't put all your money on Phantom. Okay, it might crash further, especially if the economy really tanks and because of inflation and the war and all the crap that's going on. So, you know, invest responsibly. Thumbnail is found. We'll sure you like your videos. Quick suggestion: add the crypto logo and make the title a little overhype, more shocking to get more eyeballs. I'll try. we'll try different kinds of thumbnails, and then you can give me your feedback, and then we'll see what works. The proof is in the data. Okay, so we're going to try different things and see what catches the attention. How come I can't see any sushi token earned after I deposited the LP in Sushi Swap? Any idea why? Is it compounded? If it's compounded, you're not going to see anything. If it's is it APY or APR? APR you're going to see. APY you will not. My question was deleted. I did not delete any questions. So I don't know. Did you write something that Google didn't like? I don't know. Google censors things automatically. Sometimes I see a message, and sometimes I don't. And then people tell me, hey, my message gone. I didn't delete anything. I didn't touch anything. Good reasonable place to eat in Bangkok. Well, Bangkok is like food paradise. It depends what you want to eat. They have everything here. They have French food, they have Italian food, they have Thai food, Chinese food, Japanese food, whatever. And there's lots of great malls with a ton of great restaurants. Okay, it's there's no shortage of food here, and no shortage of great food. It depends what you like. Maybe it was deleted for commercial reasons. Maybe. I have no idea. My question was crypto.com centralized. Crypto.com, I think it's a centralized exchange, no? Crypto.com. Or am I confused? Okay, yeah, definitely, that's a centralized exchange. Yeah, centralized exchange. It's like Binance, Coinbase, and all that. Okay, I'm going to have to go. It's time for me to start my day job. Haha. Okay, so tomorrow around the same time, we're going to try to schedule this. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your question. I love your questions. Please like the video. I want more views. We're trying all kinds of things. So yeah, we're gonna have perpetual strategies coming. That's coming. It's just I need time. My new schedule is very difficult. It took me a while to readapt. But I'm gonna have more time. We're gonna have more paid videos. We're gonna have more free videos. We're gonna have a ton of good, fun, exciting strategies to make money. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll end the stream right now. See you tomorrow around the same time, more or less. Okay, all right. See you. Bye-bye. Does it end? Yes.